guys, so today I'm going to give you 3 quick tips that you can implement in training right now to help protect your hands and fingers. So hand injuries, finger injuries are very common. You could have an acute injury where maybe your finger gets caught in somebody's lapel and you tear a ligament or a tendon, or it could be an overuse injury, kind of just hands just generally hurt and are painful from a lot of gripping in jiu-jitsu. So these 3 tips you can implement right now as you go to training today and really use them and be effective with them. So number 1 is to anticipate the grip break. And what I mean by that is if you get a cross collar grip and you feel somebody getting 2-on-1, starting to pop off that grip, anticipate that and re-grip. So obviously, you don't want to kind of grab on like with a death grip. It's going to, over time, it's going to really kind of irritate your hands and fingers. So anticipate the grip break, anticipate it, re-grip quickly, and then you kind of have the person chasing your grips all the time. So it's a great one. It's something I try to implement more and more in my game, and it's very effective. So that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be to vary your grips. So make sure your grips aren't the same all the time. So if you love playing a spider guard, that's great, play some spider guard, but you can always vary and modify to different types of guards, or maybe if you play a knee shield, bottom half guard, instead of using a cross collar grip, you can use a head control, head and arm control. Those are ways you can vary your grips and not use the same grips all the time. So, if you do play, closed guard, for example, instead of doing a cross collar grip all the time, you can do a head control, or you can do an overhook or underhooks. Those type of things are really great to do. You're going to vary your grips. You're going to kind of use your grips differently, and it's going to help protect your hands. So it's going to help decrease that likelihood of an overuse injury. And that leads to the 3rd tip, and the 3rd tip is use interchangeable grips. What I mean by that is use a grip that is good for gi and no gi. For example, if you are a gi guy, you do a lot of gi but don't play as much no gi, you may be really dependent on the cross collar grip, the lapel, or the sleeve grips. Try to vary that up and maybe use the head control or a wrist control. Another thing that's great for gi and no gi is overhooks and underhooks. So that's a wonderful way to really use good control. Great way to get your gi game to transfer into your no-gi game. So having interchangeable grips is going to really be beneficial in having your game, your jiu-jitsu game, be able to go from gi and no-gi without many hiccups. Some of us are really, myself, just based on my schedule, I do a lot more gi training than I do no-gi, but it's a great way to keep yourself sharp and using grips, not relying on the gi. And also, when you're using those type of grips where overhooks, underhooks, wrist control, I think it's a little bit safer. You're less likely to get your hands caught in somebody's lapel or somebody's sleeve. So it's a great way to kind of protect your hands as well. So that's it, guys. 3 basic tips. Try those out. Use them today. So number 1, anticipate the grip break and re-grip quickly. Number 2, vary your grips. Use different types of grips when you train. Maybe if you do one style of gripping or a lot of collar, maybe in a week or 2, vary it up and do different positions. Also great for improving your game. And number 3, use interchangeable grips that work for both gi and no gi. It'll keep you sharp on both types of training. And so that's it, guys. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.